Been said that it takes a community to raise a child. From the miracle of birth until the golden years, there's a community system you can count on. Trinity Health System, a community with centers of excellence. Trinity Heart Center, Orthopedic and Spine Center, Women's Health and Birth Center, and Tony Terramana Cancer Center treat the most complex health issues. A community of rehabilitative services and a spiritual support staff treating the whole person. Trinity's quest to be the best simply puts us above everywhere in the region.
Welcome to Harding Stadium, also known as Death Valley. Come Saturday, this place is going to be hopping as the first rally in Death Valley is held. 3 huge football games to be played here on Reno Field. At 1 o'clock, the unbeaten Steubenville Big Red will take on unbeaten Morgantown. At 4 o'clock, 2 national powerhouses, Don Bosco Prep out of New Jersey and Cleveland St. Ignatius, will meet in a game that will be televised nationally by Fox. And in the nightcap, 2 Ohio Valley small school powers, Wheeling Central and Bridgeport, will tangle. It should be a huge day here at Harding Stadium, a huge opportunity for Jefferson County football fans to see 3 great games. Hopefully this place will be packed and everyone will turn out to support the first rally in Death Valley. I had a chance to talk to Coach Reno Suckoch earlier today about his team's pending matchup with Morgantown, and here's what he had to say. Back here with Coach Reno of the Steubenville Big Red as he's getting his guys ready for Saturday's rally in Death Valley, where Big Red at 4-0 will take on Morgantown at 4-0. And Coach, first of all, as always, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. And you know, we talked last week. St. John's came in here from D.C. You described them to me as a good football team, big and strong defense, and they were exactly that.
They were a solid team. I think their defense was more than solid. Their defense was good. Offensively, I think they're still working on some things. Like their coach told me after the game, you know, they have a few wrinkles they have to work out, but they have some very good athletes at the skill positions on offense. They just got to get into maybe a flow or a scheme or a rhythm or whatever word you want to use. But they're a solid football team.
And you know, your defense, another outstanding effort, get their 3rd shutout, I think 11 or 12 tackles for losses, you know, and you described that as a beautiful defensive effort. And after watching the films, has anything changed in your opinion?
No, but what I failed to talk about was, I think that all three parts are contributing in a way that starts with the kicking. And we've started out with fine kicks and you know, putting our opponent on the 20-yard line and getting a 3 and out. That when they punt, we got the ball on the 40-yard line. And we might not be scoring every play, but we're at least maintaining or gaining field position every time we get the ball. So that's real important. That's a kicking leading into the defense, the defense leading into the offense, and the offense at least getting a couple first downs to maintain or improve on the field position. And most of that first half was played in their territory, as was the week before against Brook. So kicking is leading the defense. Defense is holding for 3 and out. The offense is gaining field position. And the second or third time we get the ball, we only have a 40-yard drive before we hit the score.
And you had to make a few personnel adjustments last week. And you know, we talked last week about how important it was for the players that were going to step up. And you know, from what I saw anyway, pretty much the kids you had in there did the job for you.
They did a great job. You know, we had to go to a formation where we had 2 tight ends in, and we put 1 tight end to fullback, and we tried to put him in motion where he could maintain his tight end rules. So it wasn't that much for him to learn. Dominic Geary did a real good job at that. Offensively, we alternated JoJo Piro and LaShawn Luke at tailback because JoJo was playing full-time defense, so they both played full-time defense and they shared time on offense, and it worked out very well.
And you know, this is a big day coming up Saturday for Steubenville, Jefferson County, the entire Ohio Valley area. 3 big games here. You're going to start it with Morgantown. Then we've got the USA Today Massey Challenge with Don Bosco playing St. Ignatius, and it'll wrap up with Wheeling Central and Bridgeport. And you know, from your perspective as the guy that's really put Big Red football on the map in the last few years, you know, what's that mean to you to have a game like Don Bosco and St. Ignatius at Harding Stadium?
I've been working for something like this for the last few years, And finally, Freddie and I got together, and we just did whatever we had to do with Ken Alloy and a couple other people to make this a reality. And I'm just, this is the #1 team in the nation last year, playing a team, St. Ignatius, that's won 10 state championships in what I feel is one of the top 3 states in the United States for football. And it's just that's going to be a great game. We have a real good matchup, 4-0 matchup with Morgantown, and they have outstanding speed. They have a great tradition. And then the third game is going to be Wheeling Central in Bridgeport.
We talked about, when you mentioned Morgantown, they're 4-0. They're averaging like 48 points a game. Obviously, their offense is high-powered. They've played some pretty good defense. The coach there has got some ties to Brooke, and read some stuff where he's trying to do what you've done here and what Paul Billiard did at Brooke. And it's going to be a real challenge for you guys.
Well, I feel it's going to be a great game. I mean, anytime you go against speed, there's one thing about speed: you either have it or you chase it. So they have some real good speed, and we're gonna have to keep that speed under control, because when a team has speed and has athletes, you can hold them for 45 plays and slip up 3 or 4 times. That's 3 or 4 touchdowns. So the big thing is that we got to get them back in the huddle, play solid defense, and the best way to play solid defense is to keep the ball on offense and keep getting first downs and keep getting field position, and hopefully you knock one of those field positions in for a touchdown.
And you talked Friday night after the St. John's game about offensively, you didn't think your guys played too terribly bad Friday night, but there were some little things that you needed to work on. And are those things that you're looking at this week in practice?
Well, there are things we can fix. I mean, you can't have 4 or 5 yard penalties for being in motion. We blew a couple opportunities because of misassignments, and I know that we had a couple new kids in there working, and let me tell you, timing is so important in football, not just on offense but on defense. Everything is predicated on not you but the guy next to you, and the same for him. So you're relying on the person next to you to get done what he needs to get done, as well as he's relying on you. And the only way that you and I can get this done every time is you and I have to work together. So we have to do a better job of working teamwork on our double team blocks. And if we're twisting on defense, and make sure we know who's going first, who's coming behind, who's in an angle, who's in a circle. All those things are little things to the naked eye, but the football timing is very important. And our timing wasn't real good. And sometimes that's a lack of focus, and other times, it's from not working together. So we just have to. We're going to work on the little things this week, and one of our coaches made a great point that when you stop working, if you never leave the basics, you never have to go back to them. So we want to make sure we work on basics every week.
Saturday, 1 o'clock, game 1 of Raleigh and Death Valley. Steubenville Big Red at 4-0, ranked #1 in Ohio's Division III poll. Morgantown at 4-0, ranked #1 in West Virginia's Class AAA poll. Should be a good one, followed by 2 more great football games. So make sure you get out to Harding Stadium Saturday and participate in the first Rally at Death Valley. Rally gets started at 1 o'clock Saturday, Steubenville and Morgantown. Don't forget at 4 o'clock it's St. Ignatius and Don Bosco Prep. And in the nightcap, Wheeling Central and Bridgeport. Make sure you stay in touch with the Herald Star Football Extra website as the season continues, as we're going to be asking your opinion on who we should feature as the game of the week. Week 5 of the high school football season starts Friday night. Make sure you get out and support your local team. I'm Ed Lumen reporting for the Herald Star Football Extra.